Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello. Welcome back to the Smoke Sesh podcast. My name is Hannah, your host, and it is my birthday. Oh my goodness, you guys. I had honestly, I think too fun of a birthday. But as I get older, my birthdays just keep kind of leveling up. And in my opinion, that's just how life is supposed to be lived. You know what I mean? If you can't find the party, you gotta be the party. Usually, I use my birthday as a way to kind of gauge how I want the next year of my life to go. If you are ever sitting here and you're like, my birthday's coming up, I don't know what to do, I'm just not gonna do anything. Boo. You can find something to do, whether it's just like a relaxing day, hanging out at home around the people you love. I really try and, set up the day how I want the rest of my year to go, just as a way of celebrating and bringing in newness, bringing in exciting experiences. And usually I am out of town. Usually I just take off somewhere and enjoy a little vacation. I have spent most of my birthdays either out of the country or at least out of the state, whether I'm in Mexico, California. I did Arkansas last year, just running away to the woods. And this year, since I'm going to Japan later in the year, I was like, you know what? I'll just stay home. I'll stay home. We'll do an at-home birthday celebration and try and just make the best out of it. Little staycation situation. And wow, I had honestly a little bit too much fun. My old coworkers used to call me Hannah Rager, and best believe Hannah Rager made a guest appearance this 26th birthday. But I have just had, a hectic, busy week. We have a lot to catch up on. We have a lot to talk about. And since this is the birthday episode, we will just be doing 26 things that I've learned in 26 years, going over some little life lessons, tips, and tricks for you all. So this might be a little bit of a shorter episode. We'll see what kind of craziness we get into here. But it is the birthday episode. I also have to get ready and go to a family dinner after this. So, we're going to cover everything birthday and enjoy our time. And then next week, we will be back to regularly scheduled content of everything that's on your mind. If you want to see some birthday pics, follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. You guys sent me so many sweet birthday messages, and I really appreciate all of you guys. It truly just makes my heart so happy. You guys show me so much love and appreciation, and I cannot believe I have been doing this for like 4 or 5 years now. That's insane. You guys are incredible. Thank you for always being here for me and just bringing so much light into my life. Honestly, this week I was like, maybe since last week was so crazy, maybe I'll just take today off. Maybe I'll just, we'll skip a week. But nope. Honestly, you girls got to show up. Your girls got to clock in, lock in, because I do really enjoy hanging out with you guys and just spending time together. So thank you for being here for me so I can also be here for you. But I had to do, leading up to my birthday, like all of the adult things required, and that was just exhausting. I hate doing adult things, doctor's appointments, therapy, car registration, bitch, everything under the sun I had to go do. My car registration was crazy. I had to pay like $1,200 in sales tax. They're like, yeah, it'll be $1,200. You can tap your card right here. Girl, what? 8:30 a.m. with 50 people behind me in line at the DMV. I had no choice. There was no choice. Okay, one singular tear rolled down my cheek. Tap that fucking card. But you know what? I did ask this year for blessings, and I was able to get a new car, which was such a blessing. You know what? We'll pay the money. We'll tap the card. We'll keep it moving. Adult things. I also had, I know I talked about this last week, but my women's health, like annual women's health appointment got rescheduled because my OB had to go in and help deliver a baby. Hello, that's a little bit more important than checking my IUD or whatever the fuck I was going in for. So I finally had to like go back and get everything checked out. And I pull up to, leg spread, pull up to the OBGYN. Like, yeah, no, I've been having a little bit of pain. I just want to make sure my IUD is in place. And I know I am a huge proponent of the IUD. You guys hear me talk about the IUD all the time because I love her. She is amazing. I have, no babies yet, thank God. And she lasts forever. I don't have to think about anything. I just sit back, relax, and enjoy, honestly. But I was having some pains and I was like, I'm really nervous. Maybe my IUD is piercing my uterine wall. That seems to be a huge issue. Let's go get it checked out. So I was like, yeah, while you're in there doing your usual thing, can you just make sure you see my strings or just take a look and make sure my IUD is in place? She's like, yeah, no problem. I got you, girl. Absolutely. She gets in there. She goes, so I don't see your IUD. What do you mean you don't see my IUD? What do you mean? What are we talking about? What do you mean you do not see my IUD? Hello, that seems to be a bit of a problem. She's like, yeah, no, I need you to come back for an emergency ultrasound either today or sometime this week. I'm going to go talk to my ultrasound tech now and make sure that, we can get you in either ASAP or whenever we can, but we got to see you soon, girl. Immediately. Not me being like, yeah, my anxiety condition has been out of control. Talk about a heart-stopping moment, bitch. What the fuck? So they were like, okay, we have an opening in an hour. Can you just you can either hang out here for an hour or you can go run errands, whatever it is. But we need you to come back in an hour so we can do an emergency ultrasound. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Me trying to distract myself by running errands at Target or Home Goods, trying to get last minute birthday shit while also trying to keep my brain intact from going fucking crazy. Me on Reddit threads oh my god, my IUD is lost to my body. Oh my god, my IUD has traveled to my kidneys. What's going on? What am I gonna have to have surgery? Hyping myself up into a panic. Finally, hour passes, longest fucking hour of my life. I get in there and it's one of the wands. The women's technology is advancing. We aren't where we should be because hello, how the fuck can you not see my IUD? But we are advancing, and they were able to take a 3D ultrasound of my uterus, and they were like, nope, everything looks great. Nope, IUD is in perfect position. Maybe, your strings are just tucked up during this part of your cycle. Nope, everything looks great. But you do have 2 quite large cysts on both your ovaries. Oh, okay. Fantastic. What do we do about that? What's the plan of action here? Nothing. Oh, you mean I just live with these? They're like, yeah, they look like they're shrinking a little bit. So as long as it's not causing you a ton of pain and as long as they're shrinking and not growing, it's fine. Oh, being a woman. I literally looked my ultrasound tech in the face and I was like, damn, why are we, just naturally in pain all the time? What the fuck? What kind of curse is this? Anyways, at least no babies here. Amen. Hello. But yeah, pro tip, if you have an IUD, make sure you are checking that shit out at least every once in a while. If you're a woman in general, make sure you are going to your, annual once a year women's health appointments. It is important. We do need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves and our bodies. And just being in the know of what goes on with our bodies does make the process of pain a little bit easier. But that was panic attack inducing last week. And then I had to work all weekend. So I worked a long ass Friday shift, Got home probably like 1 a.m. Did not sleep at all. My cat has also been on this really, really, really fun new habit lately. Shout out to him. I love him so much. I love him so much. But like, oh my God, please, for the love of God, do not wake me up at 7:30 in the morning. He has been waking me up, meowing loudly straight into my face at 7:30 in the morning. I might as well just have a baby at this point. Like, are you kidding me? And it's very random. He's never done this before. I think, I just accidentally woke up really early one day and fed him at 7:30 in the morning. And in his little pea-sized brain, he's like, this is every day from now on. I must get fed at 7:30 in the morning every single day. So I, having fallen asleep probably at like 2:30 after getting home at 1, was then awoken at 7:30 in the morning by my adorable little cat. Thank you, Danger. Shout out to him. And then I proceeded to go to this animal farmstead with my brother, my sister-in-law, my mom, and my niece and my nephew. They were in town, so of course we had to go do a little bit of celebration together. If they're in town, I don't care how sleep deprived I am a good aunt. I will clock in and hang out with the kiddos. We went fishing, we fed goats, we were running around. They had llamas, they had donkeys, they had sheep, they had birds, they had everything you could ever think of. And you know what? Had a blast. Great time. Shout out to them. But I am understanding when children like mid-afternoon start falling into like a spiral of just like crying and emotional instability and rolling around on the floor, because I was also feeling that way after getting like 5 hours of sleep. I get it. I understand you. And you know what, kid? Have that tantrum. Do your thing. Sometimes you just got to get the energy out of your body and then take a fast nap. I get it. I understand. Did I take a nap? No. I went into work again on Saturday leading into my birthday. And you know what? Shout out to my coworkers. They were so sweet. I was like, listen. I cannot be here till midnight. I cannot ring in my birthday in this environment at my place of work. I do need to be first cut. I do need to be set free sometime soon. Like, I am practically begging you guys. You know what? They were chill as fuck about it. They're like, yes, we'll get you out of here, girl. We'll make sure you're not here till midnight. I bought pizzas for everybody just to kind of, earn their good graces, be on their good side. And they got me out of there. Thank God. I came home, literally opened the front door. Whew, rainbow streamers everywhere. I told my boyfriend, I was like, listen, I have no time. I'm tired. All I want, like, waking up on my birthday is like a spotless house. I had caused a disaster the prior week, but I'm like, please, can you just make sure that this house is deep cleaned for me? Love you, thank you. Not only did he do that, he also decorated the entire apartment for me. Oh my God, it was the best thing to come home to ever, and it was so incredibly sweet. He is the best. I do not deserve him. He is so incredibly kind, and it truly just made my night, because I was coming home to pass out, but I saw that and I got an extra burst of energy. I was like, oh my God, my birthday's tomorrow. I'm turning 26. It's beautiful in here. Streamers everywhere, balloons, fantastic. Wow, what a lucky life I live, So for my birthday, all I really wanted to do was be underwater and like do a little bit of shopping, and I wanted a fish. I grew up with fish tanks. I don't know. I always grew up with like betta fish, and for some reason I was like, that's what I want for my birthday. Very simple. I just want to do a little bit of like aquascaping. I want to get a bunch of plants, and I want to get a cute little fish. So wake up in the morning. We got coffee. I packed some picnic stuff up early because me and the girls were going to the pool. We went out, we ran some errands, we went thrifting, we went to Sephora, we went to PetSmart, we got our betta fish. We had the tank set up like a week prior just to make sure, the water levels were good and that all the functionality of a fish tank was working, and that it was like a good environment before just like dumping a fucking fish in there. Like, I am not the bitch to just like put a fish into a barely 1 gallon tank. Like, no, this thing has 10 gallons. He seems so happy. We spent like $100 on plants. Like, he is living his best little life in there, and it just brings me so much joy. I love having just little animals around me. They remind me how precious life is. So we adopted a fish. We have a new member of our family. And then I found this app, which, pro tip, if you have like no like private pools around you, or pools in general, or just want like a pool day to yourself, not sponsored, although I need to be, there's this app that I found called Swimply, where you can rent people's private pools like in their backyards, which sounds a little weird at first, but I did do some like researching on who was like listing the pools and the owners of the pools, and this lady seemed like a bad bitch who just happened to have a pool and loves to throw parties. Like, yes, come party at my place. And it was in the bougie area of Kansas City. I was like, thank you, I'll take 2 hours. Yes, ma'am. I got glitter tubes. I packed a veggie tray, a fruit tray. I packed guacamole and chips and sandwiches. I made a big ass pitcher of margaritas. I pulled up to that place. This lady was bad as fuck. She was so sweet. She's like, listen, I know you only booked for 2 hours, but it is such a beautiful day out today, and it's your birthday. I want to gift you guys like a couple extra hours if you guys want to stay longer. Like, it's on me. I appreciate you so much. Like, I just hope you have a fantastic birthday. So it was like the most perfect pool oasis ever. I bought like glitter tattoos. We were doing glitter tattoos. We were munching. We were swimming. We were drinking, having a fantastic fucking time, just laying out in the sunshine. Listen, I'm not against a public swimming pool. Trust. I'll go. I'll be around 50 screaming children, but on my birthday, no. I needed a chill day with my girls. So we were there for like 3 hours and then packed everything up. They were so sweet. Spent time with me. My friend is in really intensive nursing school right now, and she took off a couple hours for me. So I felt so thankful for that. But then my boyfriend was out and about with his friends down at the river. I was like, I know he's at the river, and also like I'm feeling good. Like, I'm not like lit, but I really enjoyed like, it's a beautiful day out. I don't really want to go home yet. So I was like, let me just pull up to the river on them. I have a bunch of food left. I have inner tubes. I'm still in my bikini. Like, let me just pull up to the river. So not only did I get to have like a beautiful pool day, but I also got to like go hiking in nature, go submerge myself underwater in the river, and also hang out with all his friends, which was so sweet. They were all so kind, and I was like, I literally have too much food. I don't know what to do with this. It's going to go home and sit in my fridge. I need somebody to eat it. So thank God they just devoured all of it for me. Appreciate that endlessly. And yeah, we just kicked it outside in nature. It was such a relaxing, chill birthday. My poor boyfriend is so incredibly patient with me. Because when I was talking about like toddler breakdowns, yeah, I did cry on my birthday. I did cry on my birthday. But I think it's because like we were so busy running errands from like 8 a.m. I woke up at 7:30 that day too. Hello, on my birthday, please, for the love of God. I couldn't have slept on my birthday. No, dangerous. I get your ass up now. So we were running errands all morning. Like, I had no time in between running errands and then like going to the pool. Literally, I had 15 minutes. I packed everything in my car, went immediately to the pool. From the pool, I went immediately to the river. We left the river at like 6:40 p.m. By then, your bitch was tired. It was time for a toddler level tantrum. And out of nowhere, I just started crying. He's so sweet. He's like, what's going on? What's wrong? Like, are you okay? What, did I do something? I'm like, no, I'm just so exhausted. I'm just so tired. Literally, I just needed a nap. Honestly, I just really needed a good night's sleep after all of the birthday festivities, birthday fun. And so we were going to go out to dinner that night. I was going to go home. The plan was I was going to go home, get all dressed up, we'll go out to dinner, we'll go sit in a restaurant, eat out. Hell no. After all of that running around, I was not about to like curl my hair and put on a dress. I showered, put on a comfy outfit. We went and we got a crab boils for dinner, devoured that on my living room floor, and knocked out early as fuck, probably like 10 p.m. And then thank God this morning, Danger was trying me and I was like, no, not today. Not today. Kicked him out of the room. Actually got a full 8 hours of sleep. I'm feeling a little bit more level-headed and just rested today, which is so nice. But my birthday was so incredibly fun. A little hectic, but I spent my entire day practically outside. What more could a girl ask for? Good food, good friends, good environment. Truly, what is better than that? And then today we're continuing on with the celebration. I'm going out to dinner with my family. We're going to go get some pasta. I will be able to throw on a little dress and curl my hair, get that fix in. And yeah, hopefully also probably go to bed a little bit early. But wow, what a hectic week. What a busy week. I could not ask for a more, fulfilling and grateful life. Genuinely, every birthday just kind of outdoes the next. And I cannot wait to see where I am, even next year. I can only imagine. But cheers to 26. Oh my gosh. Now, with being 26 and doing our celebratory birthday episode, I wanted to get on here and talk 26 things I've learned in 26 years. I gave a lot of advice on this podcast, but I kind of wanted to just take a moment to look back and think of all the things that truly have impacted me, all the things that truly have, made a difference in my life, and share those with you guys for my little birthday gift to you. So, 26 things I've learned in 26 years. One, which this might be hard for some of you, learning to love your hometown is healing. When I was younger, I wanted nothing more than to get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I thought where I lived was so lame, boo, boring. I hate this town. Please set me free. Sure. You know what? Valid. And I'm not going to say, you know what, you need to stay in your hometown and, never leave ever. I don't think that is the point of this. I think it is just kind of like when you learn to love your hometown and you learn to love where you're from, you also learn to love this part of yourself that you are probably running away from. Your environment really shapes who you are, whether we want to or not. And even if you're from the country or the middle of nowhere, learning to kind of give into the nostalgia factor of it all and appreciate what it did give you and the environment it did give you is so important. And also, I do think it really heals a part of yourself that you may be neglecting. It took me a long time to really appreciate where I'm from or learn to see the beauty in it. And now that I have, I do feel like that little, side of myself, that young Hannah who was just yearning to be seen, has been. So, number 2, you don't always have to be moving. Sometimes it's nice to just enjoy the now. I have been on my grind set in my early 20s, just hustling, working, always 4 to 5 jobs, sometimes 6, making money wherever I can, traveling, on the move. And now that I'm 26, bitch, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And honestly, I am kind of just ready to sit back and enjoy the fruits of my labor and to just pause and appreciate how far I have come. We get in this mindset of I need to do more. I'm not doing enough, blah, 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 blah. And that is just so tiring and taxing. Sometimes you just got to sit back and be like, damn, I did that. Let me enjoy all the hard work I have put in. 3, you'll never figure it all out. Life is one big game of Clue, but solving it one step at a time is part of the fun. This has been something that's a little new to me as I indulge in all the adult things that I have to do, like getting your car titled or going to the OBGYN. And you will never have the answers to everything. You will never have everything figured out. Even when you do think you have it all figured out, things will completely 360 on you and you will be forced to, solve new problems, new things. But that's kind of the beauty of life. Put on your detective hat, lock in, and really, honestly, it seems so overwhelming, but if you just solve everything one step at a time, you can kind of indulge in the game of it all. Number 4, learning to be alone is important. I spent a lot of my time surrounded by people, especially when I was younger. And when I was alone, it felt so scary because I didn't know who I was, or maybe I didn't like who I was, or didn't like being alone with myself. So learning to kind of be your own best friend, to entertain yourself, to enjoy time alone is so important. I think it directly correlates to positive feelings of self and positive self-image. If you can simply have a good time alone, just you. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, it doesn't have to be anything special. You could simply be sitting fucking staring at the wall. If you can have fun with yourself doing that, that's important. Number 5, learning to be together is important. It's a balance, okay? You gotta have a good time when you're alone, but also you gotta get along with people. And I think too much alone time is never a good thing. I think COVID probably taught us that more than anything. Makes you a little bit socially anxious, makes you a little bit too in your head. And listen, I love being alone. I love being with myself, but also you have to be able to get along with other people, with people from different walks of life, people with different, ideas and understandings. You got to be able to be approachable and to bring joy wherever you go to the people you meet. Number 6, hardships only ever make you stronger, but you don't always have to suffer to learn. I thought, maybe when I wasn't learning, maybe I wasn't suffering enough, or maybe I wasn't going through, enough hard things, but you don't have to suffer to learn. Sure, in hardship, you can learn new lessons, but you don't exactly need to go after them. I think I caused a lot of fires in my life trying to learn lessons, when in reality, you can also learn lessons in the good. The 3 keys to life is good food, good environment, and lots of laughs. I think my birthday really kind of emphasizes this. I packed, turkey, bacon, club sandwiches, veggies, dips, guacamoles, fruit. And you know what? I felt so fulfilled and nourished. I was around good people who made me laugh and, uplifted me. And truly, I have never felt more fulfilled. Number 8, you should search for beauty in everything. And if you can't find it, you should create it. It just makes life so much easier. If you see everything as black and white or just a shade of gray, it can be very dull, it can be a very dull life. But there's beauty in everything. I mean, even in your trash can, you can find beauty in, the mundane. You can always find beauty. Sure, you just have to kind of train your eye to see it. But you can find it. Even when you think there's nothing there, if you practice, you will be able to see the beauty. And if it's not there, you can always create it yourself. You can always bring that with you. Number 9, anyone can create art. You know what? I kind of clocked my therapist with this, because we were talking about art and how I like to create art. And she's like, oh, well, what do you like to do? And I was like, oh, painting. Sometimes I do ceramics. Sometimes I do pottery, like literally anything. I just love creating in any sort of format. And she was like, oh, I can't do art, but I do like coloring, like I love having coloring sheets and coloring. And I'm like, hello, that is art. Anybody can create art. And in fact, I encourage everybody to do so. It doesn't have to be perfect portraits or, Renaissance style oil paintings. It can be something as simple as a coloring sheet that you're coloring in. But I do think art gives your brain a really good, healthy break from thinking too much and just being overwhelmed with the world. So if you can indulge in a little bit of creativity every day or every other day, it will transform your life. 10, hobbies are where our spirits lay. I think a lot of you guys ask me questions like, who am I? How do I get to know myself? Like, even how do I decompress from work? How do I, live a life outside of just my 9 to 5 and then, sleeping? How do I kind of develop my spirit? How do I get to know myself? And I do think we find that in hobbies. Sure, you can find it in your work. Sure, you can find it in, other things that maybe are more societally pressured. But I do think hobbies are important, and specifically hobbies that you do not monetize. I think hobbies should not be monetized. They are too sacred to be monetized. And when you monetize certain hobbies, they can kind of lose that fun escapism that is what makes it so special. Whether it's, my boyfriend's skateboarding, that's where his spirit lays. That's where truly he is able to connect to himself through that. Whether it's me and doing art, creating, that's where my spirit lays, not in my serving job. Hello. Some of my friends, it's like, I just like crocheting. Sure, I'm like an insanely talented nurse, but what I truly enjoy doing and what makes me feel more like myself is, crocheting or going to the gym. Whatever it is, hobbies are important and you should indulge in them often. 11, surround yourself with as much nature as possible. Honestly, it is the most healing thing in the entire world. Whether it's little potted plants around you, whether it's a weekly walk in the park, whether it's moving to the forest, try and get as much greenery and nature around you as possible. We are not meant to live in cement gray boxes. We are not meant to be in that environment. And nature can be so incredibly healing. It really can. It can make such a dark day bright just by being around trees, hearing birds sing, seeing little ducks in a pond. Honestly, making time to surround yourself with nature will make your life brighter. 12, and this is, advice, but people need to be ready for this. Adopting an animal can be so healing. I love my little Danger. I love him so much. And he is the best, most brightest little thing in my entire world. I love my little fishy. He's so sweet. I love just waking up and checking on him, or even just like looking over at him swimming around enjoying his tank right now. Adopting an animal it makes you selfless. It does. You don't have to have a child to be selfless, okay? A cat is sometimes enough. Even a fish is sometimes enough. But it does force you to kind of put yourself aside to make sure that another living, breathing creature is flourishing and thriving and, living a joyful life. Kind of puts checks and balances in place. Like, is your shit really that serious? When I'm having a mental breakdown and my cat walks up to me, I'm like, that shit is really not that serious. Like, thank you for the distraction. Thank you for brightening my life. Even when I watch my parents' dog, they're going to Sicily. Oh my God. They're going to Sicily for 2.5 weeks and I'm taking care of their dog. Literally, even though it's like so time consuming, like watching their dog and being around their dog, being forced to be outside 3 times a day just to go walk her or put myself and my worries and my anxieties aside to go play with her, to comb her, to feed her, whatever it is, it really is transformative. And I think we could all do with a little more selflessness in our lives. But once again, huge responsibility, not for everybody. I even knew, I've had my cat since I was 13. We also have the same birthday. So everybody say happy birthday, Danger. June 1st is both of our birthdays. I adopted him when I was 13. So he just turned 13. But when I was in college and then fresh out of college, I knew I wasn't in a place of stability where I could have him live with me, or that I knew mentally I just could not take care of him. And although it was hard not having him around me and having him at my parents' house instead, I knew that's what was best for him because I knew I couldn't give him the care that was necessary for his life to thrive. So it's okay to understand where you are and what place you're in. But if you have the time, you have the funds, okay, and the emotional stability, I think adopting an animal can be life-changing. 13. Being kind and openness to learn will get you further than anything. Listen, brains is one thing, but truly showing up with a positive attitude, positive energy and openness to receive feedback, to understand, to learn, you will get further than the people who have like the highest IQ in the world. Honestly, genuinely, especially when it comes to working with other people. People like that coworker compatibility where it's like maybe you don't know everything in the world, but you're willing to hear it out when you're wrong or to learn a new task, to open yourself up in that sort of way. You will get 10 times further in this life if you are just kind to the people that approach you, bring a positive attitude to every environment that you're in, and open yourself up to learn a little bit about the world around you. 14, learning to love the mundane is an important life skill. I spent a lot of my time chasing the highs of life in many different forms. And honestly, it did not bring me to the highs of life. It did not get me where I wanted to go. I thought, life should be thrilling and adventurous and insane every single second of the day. But my God, is that exhausting, and my God, is that not stable, okay? Sometimes you just have to be in the middle ground. You have to be okay with the day-to-day lifestyle, with the simpleness of life, with the mundane. It's important to kind of find peace in that, okay? It does give you a break from the highs or a break from the lows. And learning to be okay, not chasing all those highs all the time is important because trust me, that is not a stable life to live. And that specifically is a note for 21-year-old Hannah. Like, girl, chill. Have a chill day. Go to work, make dinner, go home, go to bed. That's what you really need. 15, it's okay to not like something, but that does not make you special. I think we have seen a insane increase in people basing their entire personalities off of things that they dislike, things that they hate, whether it's just like celebrity gossip, celebrity drama, dislike for your own life so you hate everything else around you, critiquing constantly. Wow, how fucking exhausting. What an exhausting way to live life. And I don't want any of you guys being that way. Hating something does not make you special. And I also think it makes you a boring person if you base all of your personality traits off of things that you dislike. It makes you inherently a negative person. And like I said, the best way to get far in life is to be kind and to be open. Hating shit is not going to get you there. It makes you boring. Also, like, you don't have to like everything. There's shit I don't like. There's people I don't like. There's vibes I don't like. There's food I don't like. It is what it is. But that doesn't make me special. It's just a part of how I feel. I'm not going to base everything going forward on the things I don't like. It just makes for such a boring, negative life that none of us need to be living. 16, which is something I need to work on, but dance as much as you can for a happy life. You having a bad day? Girl, put on your favorite music, dance it out. If you feel like your joints are stiff or you're holding energy inside, dance it out. Don't know what to do on your birthday? Go out dancing with your friends. Play some good fucking music, eat some good food, go dance. I think moving your body in general is just really important. I think we hold on to a lot of energy that we just don't need to hold on to, and it does sit in places that kind of hold us back. And if you can work that energy out in a positive way in tandem with good music and a good environment, why would you not? Go dance, go enjoy. 17, the world isn't as small as you think. Travel every chance you get to open your mind. It's kind of funny because one is, learn to love your hometown, but also I do think you guys need to get out there and experience the world. There's been so many trips and places that I have gone that have taught me more than my hometown ever could. And I would not have learned those things about myself or learned that I liked those things or seen those sights if I did not say, you know what, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to go do it. I think about that a lot with Japan. I'm going to Japan soon and it's like, wow, that's a lot of planning. new culture, new environment. It's a little stressful, but fuck it. Life is meant to be lived and experienced. And, we're supposed to enjoy other cultures and appreciate them, respect them, to get out there and broaden our horizons. It's important. And if you have the chance to travel, you should absolutely take it. I mean, don't go into debt for it. That's for fucking sure. But like, get out there. If you can take a study abroad trip, go do it. If your friend, even just wants to go to the next town over, go do it. If they want to go to this new experience, maybe even in your same town you've just never been to, go do it. It is the quickest and fastest way for you to get excited about life again, have that drive for life again, and also just grow mentally, physically, spiritually. 18. If you don't know what to do with your thoughts, go for a walk. I've been doing this since I was younger. I guess I've just never really realized how much of a positive impact it really does have. But when I was younger and I would just get overwhelmed with the world, I mean, even late at night, the only reason I could do this because I lived in the suburbs and no one was out there, and not that I recommend it, but when I was younger, I would just put my headphones in. Who cares if it's 12 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, 2 a.m. I would just go outside with my headphones in, some good music on, and I would just go walk. Now, I mean, I'm not walking around at night in the city because hello, but even when I'm feeling overwhelmed or I need to work out some thoughts or I need to, think a little bit, but escape the thinking, going for a walk is so helpful. A, it probably gets you into nature. B, it'll either get you out of your head or help you work through the thoughts you are going through. And thank you, therapist, for this little tip. The bilateral stimulation helps soothe and regulate your nervous system. It forces your brain to slow down a little bit because you are moving in tandem with your thoughts. Also, the distractions around you will just help in general, but you don't have to live in your head. Get out there. Go on a walk. 19. Whatever you're experiencing, you're never alone. We at least have that in our humanness. When I was younger, I used to think everything that I was going through, like mental health wise, was something that no one else had ever gone through before. And that can be a very, very isolating feeling. But I just want to let you know, no matter what hardship you're going through, no matter how tough you have it, or I guess no matter how good you have it, either way, somebody out there has also been through that same experience, that same feeling. You truly are never alone. Although you might feel like maybe there's nobody there for you, or, maybe you don't have anybody to talk to, you can find that, you can get help, and there are people who will understand you and show up for you. I promise. When you feel like the world is weighing on you, understand that there's at the very least 10 other people out there that probably feel the same exact way. I find understanding that and kind of, especially when I'm going through a hard time, being like, you know what, I'm not the only person to feel this way. It removes the weight of that emotion, And it is kind of comforting to know that we truly are never alone in our emotions, because all humans have the capability of going through these things. And they probably have before. 20, your persistence will pay off. I feel like when you're in your early 20s or even in your teens, you're just like, what am I doing this for? I know I'm doing it. I know I'm going through the motions, but everything feels so far away. Your future self will thank you if you keep continuing on. Your persistence, your drive for self, your drive for betterment, your drive for just seeking and searching the world and getting as much out of it as you can, that persistence will pay off. Your schooling will pay off. Your patience will pay off. You will live the life you are dreaming of eventually. You just have to keep going. You have to stay strong beside yourself, your beliefs, and what you want to do. You will see that dream life approach you. Literally, when I was writing this one, I was like, wow, I've been putting in so much work throughout my entire early 20s, and I'm 26 now, and truly it feels like finally all of those years and years of hard work, I've gotten where I wanted to go. And I'm just so thankful for those years of sweat and tears and unsureness, instability, and seeing it through nonetheless, because now I'm living a life that I'm just so incredibly thankful for. 21. True fashion is found in comfort and personality. This took me a long time to learn. I've found that, whenever I was following trends or whenever I was dressing, a Pinterest style, trying to copy something, it never felt like me, It never felt like Hannah. And I realized, when you see those street style photos, when you see somebody wearing a good outfit, it's because A, they feel comfortable in it, and B, the pieces feel like them. That's how you wear a good outfit. You don't need to feed into the trends. You don't need to buy that next big best thing. Ask yourself, is that something you can wear more than 5 times? Is this something you're going to reach for weekly in your closet? And also, does it feel like you? Those are the things worth purchasing. 22, getting older is a blessing, not a curse. I used to think, honestly, I didn't really honestly think I would ever get here. I never envisioned 26 for Hannah. And that's why I talk about dreaming so much, because I think a lot of that existentialism that I had when I was younger could have been solved by allowing myself to dream a little bit, allowing myself to have big, lofty goals and ideas of who I want to be. I just never did that. And I never really envisioned myself even hitting my mid-20s, let alone 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, or 26. So now that I am here and looking back on those past birthdays where I thought, I don't know if it'll get better, I don't know if I want to get older, trust me, you do. With every year, I am more stable, I am more confident, I am hotter, I am sexier, I am richer in both spirit and love and life, money too. Life does get better, I promise you. Me and my girlies were talking about this. We're all the same age, but we were like, honestly, I can't even wait to be 30. 30 is going to be so good. If 26 feels like this, I can't even imagine how 30 is going to be going to feel, with the stability I'll have and with the understanding I'll have in myself, and also just less stress that you have in your 20s. It's just going to be so good. Every year it gets better, I promise you. So stick around. You never know what you'll experience. You never know what blessings life will bring, but you have to stay around to find them. 23, appeal to all 5 of your senses as often as you can. We have senses for a reason. And I mean, you shouldn't live your life only for your senses, but I found that the chicness of life comes from a really good perfume that you enjoy, that smells like something you want to smell like, that brings a bit of whimsy to your life, or indulging in really good food that you've never tried before, listening to a brand new song and being able to feel like you did when you were 16, hearing the newest song that you're obsessed with for the entire summer, wearing comfortable clothes, good fabrics, like silk and softness. I think it's so important to appeal to your senses. Looking at beautiful things, going out and looking at art. We have them for a reason. We need to be indulging in them more, and not in a surface level way. Reach for the deeper meaning, try and heighten those senses as much as you possibly can. 24, and this is very important for all my girls out there. A man who hates himself will ruin your life. Okay? You need to be bringing in good partners, ones that are secure in themselves, who love themselves, because they will have so much love for you. Stop wasting your time with these emotional, awful men. It is just such a waste of time and not a way to live life. It breaks my heart every time I hear a girl say they're in a situationship. Free yourself, please, for the love of God. But please, a man who hates himself will ruin your life. Find a lover who loves himself. They will love you endlessly. 25, the worst they can say is no, so you might as well ask. Truly, honestly, this has gotten me so far. It also really helps with my anxiety when I feel like I'm being a burden or maybe asking too much. Guess what? They can always say no. They can always say, actually, I'm good, I don't want to do that. That's always an option, so you might as well ask, because most of the time, 95% of the time, they will say yes. You will get what you want. It's always worth a shot. Life's short. Ask. And last but not least, 26. You'll never truly know everything. Always assume there's more to learn. Don't ever cut your life off early by being like, well, I've experienced everything. I've seen everything. I know everything. You never will. This world is so broad. This life is so vast. There's always new people to meet, new perspectives to get, new food to try, new weed to smoke. Hello. Do not ever assume you know everything. It will close off your life for you. Always keep your life open. Always seek out newness. Always seek out adventure. Always seek out learning opportunities. Your life will be so fulfilling if you do so. And assuming you've already done it, or assuming you already know, or assuming you've already experienced everything, cuts your life off early, even when you are living it. Get out there. You deserve to live a life that is fulfilling and enjoyable. You just have to be brave enough to go experience it and to learn a little bit along the way. But with that being said, cheers to 26. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being so supportive of me, for always sticking beside me and just bringing so much light and joy for my birthdays. All the birthday wishes truly were so incredible. The way you guys show up for me is just amazing, and I'm so glad that we were able to have built this community together of just honestly pure positivity and joy. I cannot wait to see where next year gets us. But with that being said, happy birthday to me, 26. If you can learn at least one lesson from the 26 I listed here, I'm doing my job. If you want your question answered this week, I will be doing a Patreon exclusive episode like I always do, where I answer every single one of your questions. Patreon.com/smokeseshready. And if you want to see what I was up to my birthday, come check it out on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. But we will be back to our usual regularly scheduled content next week. Love you all. Stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.